Hello everyone, welcome back to Switch Mania, your source for news, reviews, and gameplay on the Nintendo Switch. And I'm very excited for today because finally I have my custom Zelda Joy-Cons right here. So today we're just going to go ahead and we're going to unbox this and also do some review on it, make sure that everything's working properly. In case you guys didn't know, this comes from the XL team, and you can find them on Etsy. I'll leave a link in the description down below. And they do fantastic work, you guys. I mean, they have all sorts of different types of Joy-Cons, anything from like Xenoblade Chronicles 2 to Zelda to NES style Joy-Cons to Super Nintendo style Joy-Cons. They have all of those, and every single one of them look fantastic to the point where I had troubles picking out which type of Joy-Con I wanted. So definitely check them out. They are awesome. Not to mention that in my last video, I kind of mentioned the troubles I was having with USPS on getting this in, and they made it so tough to get this. It was supposed to come in yesterday. Actually, it was supposed to go in several days ago, but they had it in the wrong bin, and so I didn't get it until today. That being said, every step along the way, the XL team was there to reassure me and do their best to help me out. We had issues with it being shipped out with USPS. They contacted USPS and took care of the entire issue for me, all the while being very professional, polite, and very quick with their responses. So like I said, they are an amazing team. They do a really excellent job, and let's stop talking and go ahead and open these things up. So all I've got to say is, Nintendo, these aren't really custom Joy-Cons. These are gray Joy-Cons with just a stripe on them in comparison to these. This is what custom Joy-Cons look like. Now, one thing I will say is that since they did use the gray Joy-Con, they didn't paint the middle part up here. It still is gray up there, but I mean, that is me being really nitpicky, and honestly, the gray color goes really well with that. And the gold and the black just really pop. I love the Sheikah symbols. I mean, they are pristine. There's not a mark out of place. I mean, they did an excellent job painting those. It is a gloss paint, so just be aware of that if you do decide to go with this particular pair. They are a little bit of a fingerprint magnet, but they don't really show. I mean, you have to really be looking for those fingerprints. And I think if you just keep a microfiber cloth on you can just wipe them off and it'll be fine. Not all of their controllers are gloss finish though, and you can tell that easily in their pictures. When they're taking the pictures of the design, you can see if it's gloss or not. But holy cow, guys, I am so excited about these Joy-Cons here. So that is what the XL team's work looks like, and they are totally worth it. Now, I know some of you are looking at me and you're going, $180? How can that possibly worth it for these Joy-Cons. I mean, regular Joy-Cons cost $80, right? So my argument to you is that with the work they have to do for this, I mean, the first thing they got to do in order to make these Joy-Cons is they have to take the shells apart. And if any of you have ever tried to mod your own controllers, that can actually be really challenging, especially on the right Joy-Con with the motion sensor. It can be really, really challenging to do that. So, you know, the first thing they have to do is take that apart, make sure that they don't ruin the controller. So even that, it has its own challenges and obstacles to begin with. And then you add in the art style with this. I try to do my own custom Joy-Cons, and it failed miserably. Me and Zoe, we tried to make some Joy-Cons that were black and blue and had the like different divine beast symbols on them, and yeah, it failed heavily because our stencil didn't work too well, and you know, I sanded the Joy-Cons to get the protective coating off, but apparently I sanded it uneven, and then, you know, when I went to spray paint it, I didn't let it dry fully. I thought I let it dry because I could touch it, but apparently it hadn't cured, and so there was that issue too, and that made it so that it was a disaster. And eventually I just had to buy new shells and put new shells on my Joy-Con because I ruined them so badly. So overall, I mean, just the fact that this is already a difficult process with how long do you let it cure, and one tiny mistake can ruin the entire Joy-Con. I mean, these are beautiful. These are a work of art, guys. I mean, as a result, I mean, there is no doubt in my mind that this is worth $180. Now, whether or not you are willing to pay that or not, that's up to you. But for me, where I am constantly using my Switch all the time, I really wanted a pair of awesome custom Joy-Cons that I could use. And so, for me, it was worth the money. So all that's left to do is test it out, make sure everything's working. I did pair them, and when I went to pair them, it did ask me to update my Joy-Cons. So these are brand new Joy-Cons that they've done. They're not some used, refurbished Joy-Cons that they've torn apart. These are new ones, and because they had to update to catch up with the latest software. So let's go ahead and let's play some. Well, I mean, if we got Zelda Joy-Cons, we got to play Zelda, right? Well, there you guys have it. There is our video on the XL Teams on Etsy's custom Joy-Cons. As we can tell, there is absolutely no contest here. I mean, which one would you rather have, this or this? Well, hope you guys liked this video. If you liked it, hit that like button down below. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe, because we're constantly rolling out new content like this on Switch Mania. Also, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think that this beautiful work of craftsmanship is worth the $180? I'm very curious on your thoughts, and will you be picking up a pair of custom Joy-Cons yourself? Let me know, and we'll see you guys next time on Switch Mania.